Hello friends, Tanya here, and today I am playing with the Spellbinders November 2022 Clear Stamp and Die of the Month, plus the Embossing folder of the month. I've seen some gorgeous jewel tone versions of this, and I decided to give it a try. Here I have Concord and Ninth Evergreen and Midnight inks, and I've stamped these on quarter panels of, I think this is 100-pound cardstock. And I'm going to color them with Copic markers. Since I used a dye ink, they are Copic friendly. And I'm going to color them with basically the same color palette. I am going to, I see it's not Midnight, it's Peacock ink, which is more of a tealish dark blue. I am going to change the color of the flower on the Peacock version, but we'll start with, I'm only going to show you the coloring of the Evergreen version. I am coloring the leaves with the darker green first and then going back and blending in the lighter green. And on the leaves that have the lines shading across the entire leaf, I'm just going to use the lighter green. Just going through and getting all of our leaves colored, and I love the way this looks. I did decide to use a couple of nice bright reds. Here I've got a dark red and a mid-tone red, and it doesn't matter which reds I'm using, which greens I'm using, which yellows or blues. Use whatever you feel like using. Look at your caps and the colors of your cardstock that you're going to use and make your decisions that way. I have certainly loosened up in how I choose my colors of the Copics that I'm going to use, and part of that is just getting familiar with my colors, familiar with my markers and how they work and play together, and not being afraid to go for it. Now, as you can see here, I actually changed my mind on the colors I was going to use for the yellow flower, and then I just went right back over the top of that with the color combo that I liked over the version that I didn't, and since it's Copics, it worked beautifully. I did take a couple of the sentiments from the clear stamp set, and I'm going to heat emboss those after I stamp them with some VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink. And I sprinkled some clear embossing powder over top of that and heat set that. Here are all of the coordinating dies for this stamp and die set. There is a die for every single element of this stamp set. I can't tell you how much I love that. I love when my sentiments have coordinating dies. And Spellbinders really came through with that this month. Look at how gorgeous those are. So after I got them all die cut, I decided I wanted to stamp over those images one more time to sharpen the image. And so I put them back in the negative and stamped them again. Next, we're going to pull out the embossing folder of the month. This one is called Fan Motif, and it pulls in that elegant retro look of the stamps and dies from this month also. We're going to add these to, this is a 3 by 5 inch card. I'm not sure how I ended up with a couple of these. Well, I think I have like 4 of these. I'm not sure how I ended up with these odd sized cards, but I'm going to go with it. I actually really like this size. I don't know if it has an official name, but you know what? You can make your cards whatever size you want, especially with all of the ways there are out there to make custom sized envelopes. I did back this image with another die cut to give it a little extra sturdiness and a little height on our card base. I used some shimmery gold cardstock. This is like a brushed gold cardstock to matte the dark green. And I'm going to layer up our sentiment also. I cut 2 extra pieces of backing for the sentiment that says thank you. We'll be going on vacation in December, and I always need some little thank you cards for flight attendants and people that help at hotels or on the cruise ships or anywhere that I might want to just give a little card of thank you. And since this is seasonless, I could use it anytime. I pulled out an oldie but a goodie, the mini Slimline envelope and nested card creator. This is for mini Slimlines, and I used it to die cut the shimmery white or the brushed white cardstock here. And I'm adhering that to our card base. I did have to do some partial die cutting to get this right size. I have plain white cardstock here. No, I think that might be shimmery white. I have to dig through my pile. Yep, that's shimmery white cardstock that I used to back our image here. And I like how the embossing really plays well with the beautiful die cut and colored main image on the front of this card. It just really looks so classy. I really like this size too. You could easily stick a gift card in this. And I actually think I have to hunt around. I might have a little diagonal pocket that you can adhere on the inside of this to create a pocket for a gift card. I think that would be slick. I'll have to look in my stash and see what I've got. I love to shop my stash. I don't know about you. And then we'll just add the sentiment to the front of this card. There we go. And then we have just one more thing that I want to do to both of these cards. I pulled out this Hero Arts Sparkle glue. It's an iridescent liquid glue, kind of like Nuvo crystal drops or stickles, whatever sparkly glitter glue you might have on hand, you could use. And I'm adding those to the berries so they have a little bit of a frost shimmer to them and to the center of the largest flower on each of these. I do love how this looks. As it dries, that kind of frosty or cloudy look goes away and it is clear with some iridescent shimmer, or glitter, I should say, not shimmer. I do like my sparkles, and I do like it when my sparkles don't rub off. Next, I'm going to start the blue ones. I have the Winter Frost Mica stain, the Distress Mica stain, and I've spritzed it over some dark teal cardstock. And then I ran that through the embossing folder after I had die cut it using that same mini Slimline card creator die set. I love this scalloped piece that I cut out of the white shimmer cardstock. And then the next layer down creates a detailed edge, like dots and dashes, I think is what it cuts it into the border. And we're going to add that to the card front, just layering these directly to the card base. And this is a mini Slimline, so my mini Slimlines are 3 by 6 inches. Some people do 3 1/4 by 6 1/4. Some people do 3 1/2 by 6 1/2. It really is up to you how you create yours. I do 3 by 6. And we're going to add the arch motif to this one. And this one's going to say, for you. There's a little space above this. I discovered by watching other people's, here I've got the Precision Layering Mini Slimline die cut piece. This is cut just a little smaller than the card base. I did the same process with the the Distress Mica stain in Winter Frost and used the fan motif embossing folder. And I'm adhering that directly to the card base. I started to say that the Diamond and Arch stamp and die set matches the Essentials Diamonds and the Essentials Arches die sets. How amazing is that? I think that is so perfect. And I didn't realize that until after I created these cards. I couldn't figure out the title of that stamp set. I couldn't figure out why it was called Diamond and Arch. Now I get it. I'm going to add the iridescent glitter glue here again in the same ways I did the first time. I think I like the blue versions better, but that could be because I'm very partial to blue. I love blue. It's my favorite color. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave me a comment. Tell me what you liked the most, and give this video a like. And if you aren't subscribed, do that now. If you're interested in any of the product that I used today, check that description box below. They are always listed and linked there. And until next time, here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Bye-bye.